Let's imagine I just picked you up and you're in the back seat of a car and I say, hi there, good to see you. Tell me what's your name, and you're going to Burning Man, right?
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's like, hi, my name is Richard Thomas, and I'm going to Burning Man. And what Burning Man means to me is quite broad. It's the largest art gallery in the world. It's a place to connect with people from all over the world, from every different walk of life, with every different type of interests, or like mindset you can imagine. You can find whoever you want out here. You can find your people, or you can find people completely different to explore new avenues with. It's a place to completely be yourself, to just be free, without judgments. You can pretty much do anything, barring like, causing anyone else physical harm, unless they consented to that. It's a place to let down your guard and to be humble, to embrace the unknown, and to embrace yourself and others. Yeah, so it's a place where you can just be truly yourself.
When did you first go?
First time I went to Burning Man was 2015, although I'd been to 4 Africa burns prior to that.
So you said 2015.
15, yes.
15, all right. I was there then too, with my wife. And tell me about the Africa burns. Are you from South Africa? Or?
Yes, I'm from South Africa. Yeah. Africa burns great. It's very similar. It's just a lot smaller, obviously. It's about 15,000 people was at its max. But like the ethos is very much the same, similar type of environments, not quite as harsh as Black Rock City. It's not so much of a dust as it is a sand. We don't have quite as many dust storms. It's usually just nice and sunny. The trip to get there is a lot harsher. So I feel like you still have that like that camaraderie of like, going through like hardship together. It's like the drive there is like 2.5 hours on a really bad dirt road. You have to like drive 25 miles an hour or else you'll bust all of your tires. And so like what usually would be a 1-hour drive ends up being like a 5-hour drive in like the blazing like Karoo desert heat. There's like 2 tire shops which have literally just like stationed themselves just for that event because broken down so much.
Right.
And yeah, there's maybe a little bit more of an element of like wildness to it, just because you're in Africa, and maybe like a little bit more danger. Like if your car breaks down, they tell you do not just leave your car because when you come back, it will be wrecked.
It will be what?
It will be like wrecked or broken into or stuff like stolen. And even though you're in like kind of the middle of nowhere, there's like there's definitely crime still about.
Okay.
And so there's like a bit of an element of that. It's not quite as sexual as Burning Man, although I feel like Burning Man's gotten less sexual over the years. Still always like a line out the door for the Orgy Dome, but yeah, South Africa is quite a conservative place just in general. Although I'd say in general the United States probably is as well, but that comes across. But it's beautiful because it's smaller, but it's still big, so it's still a spectacle. Like there's a lot of like really cool art, and there'll be maybe like 2 or 3 like really big installations. But it's small enough that you can walk it. Like you don't need a bicycle like you need one at Burning Man. It's not so convenient, but you can do it. And you can bump into the same people over and over again. Like mainly it's the inner ring that has camps that people visit, and there's really not much else happening. There is, but like not so much, because like, you end up bumping into the same people quite often. And actually, some of my very best friends I've made there because we just ended up finding each other constantly at the same camps. So that's an element of Africa Burn that I really like, as opposed to like Burning Man. It's just like the scale. I found myself gravitating a lot more to like smaller events, and I still love Burning Man because it's just like it's just got that wow factor, and you still meet like incredible people, but like. And there's like some amazing serendipities that happen, but generally it's like you meet a person, and if you deviate, you're probably not going to see them again.
So what got you to the very first Africa Burn? What attracted you initially, right at the beginning?
I'd had a few friends who'd been before, and I'd generally been like a big festival goer. Like there's a big trance scene in South Africa. There's like trance festivals happening every weekend. And subsequently, I figured out that the community is very similar. The feeling is similar. So I'd had friends who like told me about it and like, that sounds interesting. And then, yeah, actually the first year I went up, I only went up for 3 days because I had an English teaching course that ended on like the Friday. So I just like, yeah, after that was done, immediately beelined up there, got there in the evening. I remembered thinking it was like being on the moon, like in an inhabited part of the moon. I remember there was like a massive like dome, 3-story high dome, just like neon lights flashing it everywhere. Like kind of just like in the distance, it's just like this barren landscape with this thing in the middle and like kind of just lights floating around. And I was like wrapped up in a Sutu blanket, just like wandering the desert. Just like, yeah, this. If humans had inhabited a foreign planet, this is definitely the feeling of it. And yeah, it came and went in the blink of an eye. It was only 3 days, and like that was not enough time. So I'm like, okay, next year I'm going the full Monty. And then the following year I joined a theme camp and like got properly involved and like started to like really appreciate the element of like giving. Because like the first 2 years was kind of like just me going and experiencing it. And then the third year I actually like properly participated and like got a taste of that side of the burn. That always feels like the most fulfilling part is when you like give of yourself. It's a much different experience to just being a participant.
Did you find that it changed who you were at all?
Like indirectly, it definitely did in like quite a few pretty significant ways. Every time I've come back from the burn, I've always like come back with like a sense of like kind of euphoria and realization of like something. Like in terms of like the principles and how I've like embodied that in life. I would say before I was always like quite a stickler for like littering and stuff. So I don't know if it did much there, but I think it definitely helped me to like be like just more open with people. Like there's other elements in my life where I would say that's like also true, but they were also like people who embody like Burning Man. And so this is why I say like indirectly, I think it has very significantly, maybe not quite so directly. Like, I don't think there was a specific moment when I was at Burning Man where I was like, oh, this is a thing that has like changed me. But like all kind of like together from like the bits and pieces of Burning Man through the connections that I've made through Burning Man and through the people around me embodying the ethos of Burning Man. I can say that I've definitely like opened up more as a person. I've gotten more in touch with my emotions. I've become more empathetic. Yeah, just like kind of, it gave me an appreciation for what like we can do as a species if we really put our mind to it.